On November 30th, 2022, the world was introduced to a new tool known as ChatGPT. OpenAI, a San Francisco-based company, and the developers of ChatGPT had essentially revolutionized the way we live and the way we work. Following OpenAI's launch of ChatGPT, a lot of other artificial intelligence tools became mainstream and commercially available for everyday use. From simple use cases like asking AI to help you complete a school assignment, to having AI plan a vacation itinerary, and then on to even more complex examples like using AI to write codes as well as execute complex software development projects. It is imperative to say that AI has changed the game and altered the world forever. The efficiency gains, optimal results and outputs that AI has afforded us is a welcome development. And frankly, AI is here to stay. But as with any technological development, there's always a dark side, the winners and the losers. And with AI, the dark side is that it will replace some jobs and professions. In other words, AI will make some people obsolete. However, the one profession that AI cannot replace is supply chain management. Because supply chains cut across multiple countries and cultures, and it is an interconnected network of people and companies working to deliver a product, AI cannot replace the critical human interaction needed to execute negotiations and the human judgment required to keep supply chains efficient. But before we dive into the supply chain operations reference model upon which supply chains are generally built, let's take a look at jobs that AI will definitely replace. The first job that AI will replace is travel agents. Think about it for a second. When was the last time you called a travel agent to help you book a trip? Today, you simply go to a booking site, plan your vacation, and proceed to go on and enjoy your trip. Another job that AI will vastly replace is immigration and custom officers at the airport. With large biometric databases, credential authentication technology, and automated passport kiosks now making the entry and exit process seamless, there's very minimal need for human interaction with immigration and custom officers. And finally, generative AI will replace many software development and coding jobs. Projects that typically require a team of 10 people can now be completed by 2 people who can optimize for error detection and debugging. Instead of spending hours writing unending lines of code, they can focus on the most important aspect of their job. It is needless to say at this point that jobs like IT help desk and support specialists are gone. Now, let's circle back to supply chain management, which is the one job that AI cannot replace. The best way to look at the different roles within supply chain management is to use the supply chain operations reference model known as SCORE. And with SCORE, we can analyze why it will be extremely difficult for AI of any sort to replace these supply chain jobs. The first part of this framework is known as plan. A demand planner typically works with large data sets which AI can help with, but the specific products, geographies, and markets the demand planner is planning for requires nuanced human judgment which AI cannot do on its own. A master scheduler who is responsible for a product flowing through a manufacturing line cannot be replaced by AI. If a component or widget needed for production is broken, or in the event that a line worker is unavailable, there's nothing AI can do. The master scheduler will have to make a judgment call and deploy a contingency plan. Looking at the source or order section of this framework, you need sourcing managers to find, vet, and audit vendors which AI is incapable of doing. A sourcing manager typically has to visit a vendor's production site to ensure that the process is being used and the quality of products meet the purchasing requirement. In addition to this, sourcing managers negotiate pricing, order quantities, and they also negotiate freight terms. AI can suggest numbers, but it cannot negotiate pricing with a vendor in Mexico or a vendor in China, for example. The third part of the supply chain operations reference framework is the make or transform section, where products are actually manufactured. A materials manager, a manufacturing engineer, or a process improvement specialist will physically need to be on the production floor to ensure that the manufacturing process is being followed, that the products are within the quality tolerance levels, and that materials are available on the line to make the finished goods or product. No large language model or generative AI tool can accomplish any of these, and as such, jobs under the make or transform section of supply chain management are truly immune to AI. The next phase of the framework is where the orders are fulfilled, or where products are delivered. While we've seen an advancement in warehouse automation and robots being used to complete the pick and pack process of supply chain, you still need an operations manager to execute the capacity plan. Capacity requirements are dynamic. For example, the capacity needed to fill orders during Black Friday or holiday sales is different from the daily capacity needed when there are no sales or holiday events. On a similar note, a supply chain manager is needed to ensure that minimum order quantity requirements are met and that on-time delivery is at an acceptable percentage and shipments are not stuck at the border or port of entry, for example. While artificial intelligence can help with the predictive analytics and mathematical models needed to make this job more efficient, AI cannot independently reroute a product that is stuck at sea due to an issue on the Suez or Panama Canal, for example. If there's an IT downtime at the Mexico border and a shipment is going to be delayed, there's nothing AI can do on its own. But a supply chain manager can plan an alternative route. He or she can negotiate a different carrier or even hand carry the products to ensure on-time delivery at the customer location. The last section of the supply chain operations reference model is reverse logistics, which enables the return of products from the customer to the manufacturer or return to a warehouse. Here, you need optimal collaboration between a reverse logistics manager, a network planning manager, and an inventory or in-stock manager to ensure the successful return of a product. This collaborative effort isn't visible or obvious to the average person because it happens behind the scenes. In this case, AI may be able to help with generating a return label or suggesting a return route. However, this is simply a garbage in, garbage out process, and AI would essentially make things worse. The tri-party collaboration needed here will help in developing and executing the strategy needed for product drop-off networks and route planning for the product to flow back upstream, as well as restocking the returned product at the right warehouse to capture the best resale opportunity. For example, instead of returning the product to its original warehouse in Memphis, Tennessee, a reverse logistics manager could liaise with his or her counterpart at the warehouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, where there is excess capacity or a sudden uptick in demand for the returned product. In summary, generative AI is only as good as the data we feed it. We've seen many instances where ChatGPT, for example, has returned incorrect information, and in some cases, AI has provided answers or solutions that are wrong. For the most part, AI will only replace monotonous or mundane jobs which are repetitive in nature. But AI has nothing on supply chain management because supply chain management requires dynamic market and geographical knowledge in addition to product and process nuance. In this case, AI will be a complementary tool to improve the efficiency of supply chain professionals.